Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. I want to give you a current news update, doing the best that I can because my voice is still not the best. But I want to give you some very sad news. It's a heartbreaking time here in Israel. Since I last made a video update, 4 precious sons of Israel has been killed inside Gaza. There was a military vehicle that overheated inside Gaza and it caught fire, so a fire truck was brought in from Israel and it was protected by Israeli soldiers in Humvees. After that operation, on the way back, they went into an ambush. They drove into a place where about 20 explosive devices, roadside bombs, was planted. One of those bombs, 1 out of 20, exploded, and 3 precious Israeli soldiers, young boys, I'm going to call them young boys, 2 of them was 20, the other one was 22, was killed when that roadside bomb exploded, and 2 other soldiers in that Humvee was injured. I want to give you their names. I want to read it so I say it out correctly. Lior Steinberg, 20 years old, Petah Tikva. Ofek Bahana, 20 years old, from Yavne. And Omer van Gelder, 22 years old, from Male Adumin. I want to show you their faces. Look how young they are. It's just devastating. I just read a report now that his mother was notified on her birthday that her son had been killed in this massive explosion inside the Gaza Strip. This is just devastating. They were escorting a fire truck into Gaza and they hit this massive roadside bomb and they were killed. 20, and 22 years old. May their memories forever be a blessing, and may God comfort their families. Just devastating, devastating. I saw some of the videos coming out from the funerals of their siblings, of their girlfriends, saying goodbye to their beloved brothers, sons, and boyfriends. It's just heartbreaking. Then this morning, we were notified that another soldier had been killed in Gaza. He was actually shot by a terrorist. His name was Alon Farkas. He was 20 years old. I want to show you his photo. So today his family was notified that their beloved son and brother was killed by a terrorist, by gunfire inside Gaza. So in a little bit more than 24 hours, 4 precious sons of Israel was killed inside Gaza, defending the Jewish homeland against Hamas, ISIS. And now today there's going to be another funeral here in Israel. May all of their memories forever be a blessing. May God comfort their families. I'm sending my deepest condolences. Since I last made a video update, we have had 3 ballistic missiles attack from Yemen. Every time alert is coming on your phone saying this is a missile warning, you have about a minute and a half to seek shelter, and then the red alert sirens start blasting in the area in the path of this missile. The first time it was just before we were entering the holiday, and the red alerts went off here in Jerusalem. Then the next morning we had the next one, and then last night actually I had just turned off my lights and massive red alert started blaring throughout center of Israel. Another ballistic missile was fired from the wild Houthis in Yemen, and once again millions and millions of Israelis were running for their lives to bomb shelters. You have to understand, when this is just a headline for you, it's our life. We are the ones who are being targeted, running for our lives every time. I have a bomb shelter in my apartment But I always run out on my balcony and I film because I want the world to see our reality. I want you to hear what it's like when the siren goes off. Debris was falling in Mersa Zion, areas around Jerusalem, and also in Modi'in. And they can kill you if you're being hit by some of these big debris from these interceptions. So thank God we have our military who is able to take down these missiles. Last night, literally 3-4 minutes before the red alert went on with another ballistic missile attack, there were red alert on my phone, and now something was coming in from Syria. So all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, 2 rockets were fired from Syria into Israel, and then another ballistic missile came. All happened within 5 minutes. The Israeli military went in and they targeted military sites in Syria. So this was actually the first rockets that had been fired at Israel from Syria in more than a year. So that's the reality when you are living here. Rockets are flying in, our soldiers are being killed, and ballistic missiles are flying into Israel. So for such a time as this, I cannot emphasize enough how much we need your prayers for Israel at this time. I see some tourists here in Israel, but not enough. And I know that many of you would like to be here, but foreign airlines are still not flying. I just saw now that Lufthansa from Germany has actually postponed their flights to Israel. They have pushed it off now until June 22nd. But there are still airlines who is flying to Israel, and I want to encourage you to come. I want to encourage you to come for such a time as this and be a comfort to the Jewish people who now within 24 hours have to bury 4 precious sons, 2 of them 20 years old, 1 22 years old, another 27 years old, killed for defending the Jewish homelands against Hamas inside the Gaza Strip. Hamas, who attacked Israel on October 7, 2023 and carried out the worst atrocities since the Holocaust. They were burning our babies, they were gang raping women, they were murdering husbands in front of their wives, they were murdering wives and children in front of their husbands, they were mutilating their genitals, cutting off their breasts, desecrating their bodies, zip tying whole families and burning them alive. As you also know now, civilians inside Gaza took part in this and came into Israel, took part in the looting and the desecrating of civilians inside Israel. So Israel was brutally attacked on that day and then started all the rockets. I was thinking about that actually yesterday when I was, my throat is hurting and I'm drinking tea and my head is heavy with this virus that's raging in my body, that my goodness gracious, for many, many months, Hezbollah was firing several hundred rockets a day into north of Israel. The trauma from that, I remember at one point I took the red alert notification app off my phone because it was too much. Israel is engaging at one point at 7 fronts, and the Houthis continue to attack us, and every time they are saying that they are attacking Ben Gurion airport, they want to shut down our airport and don't have tourists coming here to visit us. And that's why many of the airlines unfortunately bow to that, and they are not currently flying to Israel. So you coming here and walking in the streets and be a blessing, it means more than you could ever imagine. The tourist industry is suffering tremendously because you are not here. The hotels, the tour guides, the tour operators, the bus companies, all the tourist sites. So I would still encourage you. People are asking me, Jay, sorry for the traffic. People are asking me, is it safe to come to Israel? And I keep saying, I will never tell you not to come to Israel, because you can always be an encouragement. You can always be a blessing. I started coming to Israel traveling with tour groups like many of you, and it was after suicide bombings and intifada, and I remember my mom and I and another lady was on a city bus here in Jerusalem, and we were sitting talking in Danish, and this woman was tapping me on my back, and she says, "I'm sorry, what language is that? Where are you from?" And I said, sorry, my voice, and I said, you know, we're from Denmark. And she was like, "What are you doing here? Don't you know it's not safe? Are you not afraid?" And it gave me an opportunity to just say, no, I'm not afraid. I stand with Israel. I love the Jewish people. We are here to be a blessing and encouragement to you. And I will never forget, she teared up in the bus and she was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And she actually said, "I didn't think we have a lot of friends around the world." And if you see what's happening now, how governments are coming against Israel, the United Nothing, who is a cesspool from Hamas, propaganda tool from Hamas. Many mainstream media today are literally mouthpieces from Hamas, spreading blood libel again and again against the Israeli Defense Forces. At one point it was soldiers raping Muslim women, and the military was firing rockets into hospitals, when in fact it was terrorists inside Gaza who misfired rockets that hit a hospital. Hamas is shooting at people who is getting aid. So it's unbelievable the blood libel that mainstream media is perpetrating today simply by being mouthpieces from Hamas. So for such a time as this, all of us who knows the truth, we need to rise up and then really stand with Israel, and all of your governments around the world who keeps pushing for a two-state solution, contact your government and say, what are you doing? You want to reward Hamas? You have a two-state solution. Look, Gaza is completely under control of Hamas. They turned it into the biggest terror nest in the world. They have fired, 50,000 rockets into Israel over the years, probably more than that. They carried out this genocide and massacre on October 7. They turned the whole Gaza Strip into the biggest terrorist nest with all of these tunnels. Every other home is booby-trapped inside Gaza. That's what your money has been paying for years and years and years. So get active, do something in your country, contact your government and tell them the truth, because your failing mainstream media certainly is not doing it. They are just spreading all of the lies. Not all of them, but many of them are about Hamas. Whatever any news is coming out from Gaza, it's coming from Hamas. And you trust those? Are you serious? So within the last 4 days, 3 ballistic missiles from Yemen, 2 rockets from Syria, and 4 precious sons of Israel was killed. 3 by a roadside bomb, and 1 who was shot by a terrorist inside Gaza. Too many broken hearts, too many shattered families, too many funerals here in Israel, simply for being they are Jews and they are living in their God-given homeland, the land that God single-handed out, picked to them in an eternal covenant, but Israel is being attacked and the Jewish people are simply defending themselves. So for such a time as this, united we stand with Israel. Will you please like and share this video? I never ask for that, actually, if you have noticed, but especially if you follow me on my Facebook, people are not allowed to see my videos because I've been reported falsely so many times that there are many restrictions on what I do on Facebook. So once again, I cannot encourage you enough to download the app Telegram and find Jerusalem Jane. There are no censorship. I also leave voice messages to you. It's really become my favorite social media tool. Download the app Telegram, follow Jerusalem Jane. But I am active on all my social media platforms. On Facebook, it's actually Israel One Nation. My page is called Israel One Nation, and we are rapidly approaching 230,000 followers on that one page on Facebook. For such a time as this, me and my house will stand with Israel. Thank you for watching. Please like and share my videos. Bye.